Hi students, today let us discuss regarding the active filters. So what do you mean by a filter? If you see a water filter, if you observe here, it is having a inlet and having a outlet here. And whatever may be the water coming that is entered into the inlet and the corresponding unwanted particles and harmful particles, those are filtered by using this filter circuit. Thereby you are getting the pure water at the outlet. So this will be the function of the basic water filter. In a similar manner, in electronic circuits also, you are having a filter circuit where the corresponding unwanted frequencies will be filtered. So how can you define a filter circuit now? It is nothing but a frequency selective circuit that passes a specified band of frequencies and blocks or attenuates signals of frequencies outside this band. That is considered to be the filter circuit. So how they get classified? So based on the input signal, this filter circuit can be divided into two types. One is the analog filter, second one is the digital filter. So what do you mean by analog filter? An analog filter is one where the input consisting of analog signal, and if the input of the filter consisting of digital input signal, then we say it is a digital filter. Okay, and the second type of category will be the based on the components used. Based on the components used, how it can be differentiated. So the first one is the passive filters, second one is the active filters. Suppose if you consider the passive filter, it consisting of resistors, inductors and capacitors only. But active filters consisting of, along with the resistors, capacitors, it also consisting of the active elements like operational amplifier. Based on the frequency characteristic, it will be divided into low pass filter, high pass filter, band pass filter and the band rejection filter. The first category will be the low pass filter. What do you mean by low pass filter? A low pass filter is one which allows only lower frequencies. So there should be a cutoff. So depending upon the cutoff frequency, below the cutoff frequency all the frequencies are allowed, and beyond the cutoff frequency all the frequencies are attenuated. So that type of filter we call it as a low pass filter. So what do you mean by high pass filter? Which allows the frequencies above the cutoff frequency. The third one is the band pass filter. So what do you mean by band pass filter? A certain band of frequencies, say in between two cutoff frequencies, those frequencies will be allowed. That is considered to be the band pass filter. And the fourth one is band elimination filter. Band elimination filter, and also it is called as notch filter. You see what are the advantages of active filters over a passive filters. The first advantage is the flexibility of gain and frequency adjustment. Generally we use a operational amplifier. So for that operational amplifier, we can adjust the gain. And advantage will be the no loading effect. Here it is having no loading effect. Why? Because it is having a high input impedance and a low output impedance. Since we are using the operational amplifier IC, which is having a low cost, and the size of the op amp is very low compared to the passive elements. If you take the passive elements, there you are using the inductors which is having larger size compared to the operational amplifier. So here the cost and size is also effective. The parasitics. So the parasitics means if you consider the passive filters, in the passive filters generally use the resistors, inductors and capacitors. Our aim is, suppose if you consider an inductor, our aim is it should have some inductance value. But along with the inductance value, it is having some capacitance. That is, unwanted capacitance is also there. Unwanted capacitance or unwanted resistance is also there. So that type of effect is not there in case of a active filter. So next one is the digital integration. For the active filters, it is having more number of functions for the filtering. And the last one is the gain. So there will be gain possibility in case of a active filter. Whereas if you take the passive filter, there will be loss is there, but there will be no gain. So what are the demerits of the active filter? In order to operate the operational amplifier, it requires plus 15 volts and minus 15 volts. So it requires compulsory DC power supply, otherwise it will not be operated. So if you consider the passive elements, those can be operated at any range of frequency. Say up to 500 MHz it can be used. But if you take the active filters, the active filters are operated only in the audio frequency range. And the third important disadvantage in case of active filters is it can't handle large amount of signal magnitudes. If you give as input large magnitudes, then the corresponding signal will be distorted. So we are going for the Butterworth filter. This is one type of the filter that will be used in electronic circuits. Here it is having different number of orders of sections, that is first order section, second order section, third order section, like nth order section. If it goes on increasing, it will be seen as an ideal brick wall. So if you observe this one, it will be observed as an ideal brick wall response. That means it will be shown as in the shape of a brick. Means maximum flatness will be appeared. Why we are not achieving this brick wall response means, as the value of n increases, number of stages increases, what happens is the corresponding loading effect will be increased. Considerations for the particular Butterworth filter. The response of the pass band must be maximum flatness. So we choose the particular Butterworth filter in such a way that we should get the pass band very flat. And the second consideration will be there must be a slow transition from pass band to stop band. I already showed to you. So this is our pass band and this is our stop band. So there must be a small transition in between the pass band and stop band, and the ability of the filter to pass signals without any distortions within the pass band, and we have to take care of distortions must be eliminated. So these are the three basic design considerations while designing the Butterworth filter. This will be the first order low pass Butterworth filter. How you are saying it is a first order? Because here you are using one RC section. If you see this one R value and one capacitance value. So you are using one RC section, that is n equal to 1. That's why we call it as a first order low pass Butterworth filter. Okay, for this Butterworth low pass filter, you are having one RC section and you are having a feedback resistance RF and R1 is there. So this type of configuration we call it as a non-inverting amplifier configuration. Why we are calling it as a non-inverting amplifier configuration? Because the non-inverting terminal is given to the source, voltage source Vin. If you take the non-inverting amplifier, what is the gain for the non-inverting amplifier? For the non-inverting amplifier, you have a gain of 1 plus RF by R1. Okay, so according to voltage divider rule, you know that the total voltage across the capacitor, I am writing it as V1 equal to resistance across the capacitance, resistance or reactance across the capacitor, whole divided by resistance plus reactance, total resistance, or you can say it is the impedance. So that will be R minus jXC into Vin. So where the value of XC is nothing but the capacitive reactance, V1 equal to V1 divided by 1 plus J 2 pi of RC. So if you see next one, this will be the output voltage. I already told to you what do you mean by gain of the non-inverting amplifier. So which is having a gain response of 1 plus RF by R1. So that's why I have taken, if you see the circuit diagram, previous circuit diagram. So this is the output voltage. So this output voltage can be obtained as by using the formula V0 equal to total gain of the non-inverting amplifier and voltage across the capacitor. So this is the voltage across the capacitor V1. This is the gain of the non-inverting amplifier. So if we see this one, the output voltage V0 equal to 1 plus RF divided by R1 into this value already we calculated. What is the value of V1? So this V1 will be Vin divided by 1 plus J into 2 pi of RC. I am considering this pass band gain by showing a letter, that is AF. Okay, instead of 1 plus RF by R1, I am showing it as AF divided by 1 plus J into, if you see this one, here you are having 1 by 2 pi RC is there, but we know that 1 by 2 pi RC equal to FH. So in place of 2 pi RC, I am writing it as 1 by FH. Gain magnitude phase angle equation of the low pass filter can be written as AF divided by square root of 1 plus J into F by FH whole square. And the corresponding phase angle will be minus tan inverse F by FH. So now my aim is, I need to differentiate the frequency. What happens if the value of the frequency is below the cutoff frequency? What happens if the frequency is exactly equal to the cutoff frequency? And what happens if the frequency is greater than cutoff frequency? If the applied frequency is much less than the cutoff frequency, higher cutoff frequency, what happens? If you see the above equation, here I am saying that the value of F is very much less than the higher cutoff frequency. At that time, if you see the equation, V0 by Vin becomes AF, and the denominator term it will become 1, so it will become AF. That means What do you mean by that? Whatever may be the frequencies coming, all the frequencies will be allowed with maximum gain. In the second case, suppose if the applied frequency is equal to the higher cutoff frequency. That means if the applied frequency is exactly equal to the higher cutoff frequency, what happens? Then if you substitute the value in that one, so what happens? Then you are getting it as 0.707 into AF. That means gain is decreased by root 2 times. So that particular frequency we call it as a 3 dB frequency, where the particular gain is decreased by 3 dB. That's why we call it as a 3 dB frequency. Suppose, what is the third case? The third case, if the frequency is greater than the higher cutoff frequency. Suppose if the applied frequency is greater than the higher cutoff frequency, what happens? Here, V0 by Vin is less than AF. That means gains goes on decreasing. So if you observe the graph here, for the low pass filter, this is the cutoff frequency FH. So below the cutoff frequency, all the frequencies are allowed, and after the pass band, all the frequencies are attenuated. And the designing steps for this one is, first of all, we need to find the value of the cutoff frequency FH. First of all, we need to choose what is the higher cutoff frequency. That is the first step in order to design the low pass filter. So what is the second step? The second step will be the C value. That means in our first RC section, you are having R value is there and C value is there. So you need to choose the C value in such a way that it should be in between 0.001 to 0.1 microfarad. So you need to choose the value of C. That is very important. So after choosing this value, you can calculate the value of R by using the formula 1 by 2 pi FHC. This is the third step. And the last step is select the value of the R1 and RF depending on the desired value of the pass band gain. That is AF equal to 1 plus RF by R1.
Now we will design for the first order Butterworth low pass filter. In this Butterworth low pass filter, we need to follow the designing steps. The first step is select the value of the higher cutoff frequency. So first step is select the higher cutoff frequency FH. I am selecting it as 1 kHz. For the corresponding pass band gain 6 dB. I am selecting it as 6 dB. Since it is in dB, I am writing it as 20 log the corresponding pass band gain equal to 6 dB. So that implies AF value will becomes 10 power 6 by 20. So which is equal to 10 power 0.3. So if you can calculate 10 power 0.3, which is equal to 1.99, we got 1.995. So approximately I am writing it as 2. So we need to calculate the value of the design for the particular Butterworth low pass filter having the values of the cutoff frequency 1 kHz for the corresponding pass band gain 2. So for this, we need to select the value of capacitance C in between the 0.001 microfarad to 0.1 microfarad. So in this design, I am selecting C as 0.01 microfarad. You may take from 0.001 microfarad to 0.1 microfarad, but here I am selecting it as 0.01 microfarad. Let us assume. Now I calculate the value of R by using the C value as R equal to 1 by 2 pi FH into C. So 1 divided by 2 pi into the higher cutoff frequency, we have selected it as 1 kHz. So 1 kHz means 1 into 10 cube into, and the C value will be 0.01 microfarad I have selected. So it will become 0.01 into 10 power minus 6. Now if we calculate 2 into pi into 0.01, which is equal to 0.06. I applied the x inverse and I got it as 15.9. 15.9 into here 10 cube into 10 power minus 6. So it will become 10 power minus 3. So 10 power minus 3, if it comes, then it will become 10 cube. So 15.9 kilo ohm. So approximately it will be 16 kilo ohm. If we want to take fixed value, then we put it as 16 kilo ohm. Otherwise, if you take a part, then you replace it as 15.9 kilo ohm. Here we have taken from the 20k part. 20 kilo ohm potentiometer. Part is nothing but potentiometer. From the potentiometer, we have taken the 15.9 kilo ohm. Otherwise, we may take it as 16 kilo ohm fixed value. So the R value is 16 kilo ohm. The fourth designing step is we need to calculate the value of the R1 and RF. Okay. In order to find R1 and RF, it will be calculated from the formula AF equal to 1 plus RF by R1. So this is the gain of the non-inverting amplifier. So since it is a non-inverting amplifier, we have given the input to the non-inverting terminal. So it will be considered to be the non-inverting amplifier, which is having a gain of 1 plus RF by R1. This value we have selected as 2. So 1 plus RF by R1 equal to 2. From that, we can say that RF equal to R1. Since how you got it? RF by R1 equal to 2 minus 1. So it will become RF by R1 equal to 1. So from this you got it as RF equal to R1. Since RF equal to R1, I am selecting the value of RF equal to say 10 kilo ohm. Then R1 will also becomes it as 10 kilo ohm. So now I write as RF equal to R1 equal to 10 kilo ohm for this purpose. So we have calculated the value of C we know, and the value of R we have calculated, and we calculated the value of RF and R1. So by using these values, we can analyze the particular low pass filter by using the tabular form. Okay, so this will be calculated by using a formula. We know that the gain magnitude of a low pass filter is obtained as V0 divided by Vin equal to pass band gain AF divided by square root of 1 plus F divided by FH whole square, where AF is the pass band gain and F is the corresponding frequency what we have applied, and FH is the cutoff frequency, higher cutoff frequency. So the value of AF we know. In the previous case we have seen that AF equal to 2. We have selected it as 2. So it will become AF equal to 2. And the higher cutoff frequency we have taken it as 1 kHz. Okay. And for different values of F frequency, say for the first value 10 Hz, we have calculated the value of gain magnitude for the particular low pass filter, and we obtained it as 2. And for that we have calculated the magnitude, that is 20 log V0 by Vin. So we got it as 6.02. Similarly, we have calculated for 100 Hz, 200 Hz, 700 Hz, like that up to 100,000 Hz. Okay. So, and the corresponding readings are noted. So, for that the gain magnitudes are calculated and these are tabulated. If you observe in this one, at exactly 1 kHz, we got the gain it as 3.01. After that, we are getting the negative values. So, from that point, from the cutoff frequency, the gain is starting to decrease. Up to that value, the gain is maximum, and after that it is starting decreasing. At exactly cutoff frequency, say at fh equal to 1 kHz, if you observe in the graph, at that point the gain is decreased by minus 3 dB. The gain is decreased by minus 3 dB. Here this is the maximum gain and the gain is decreased by minus 3 dB at this point. That's why it is considered to be the 3 dB frequency. Okay. In this way we construct the first order Butterworth low pass filter.
But which is having n equal to 2. If n value equal to 2, that means it consisting of two sections. One is the R2, C2. This is one section of the filter. And the second section of the filter is the R3 and C3. Okay. So this is also connected in the form of non-inverting mode. The voltage gain equation of low pass filter, that is written as V0 divided by Vin equal to AF divided by square root of 1 plus F by FH whole power 4. In case of the first order filter, we have seen that the value is 1 plus F by Fh whole square, but here it will be square root of 1 plus F by Fh whole power 4. Okay, and the value of AF equal to 1 plus RF by R1, we know already this one, pass band gain of the filter, and F is the frequency of the input signal. So if we see the value of the Fh, it will be square root of 2 pi into, here we are having two sections of filters, that is R2 C2 and R3 C3. So the equation becomes, instead of 2 pi RC, we are writing it as 2 pi R2 R3 C2 C3. First of all, choose the value of the higher cutoff frequency. Here also you are choosing the higher cutoff frequency, same that of the first order. But here, what is the modification in between the first order and second order will be the, here we are setting the value of R2 equal to R3 equal to R and C2 equal to C3 equal to C. And select the value of C usually between 0.001 microfarad to 0.1 microfarad. So this is the regular case. But only change will be R2 equal to R3 equal to R and C2 equal to C3 equal to C, that we have taken here. Finally, because of equal resistors and capacitors, the value of pass band gain of the second order low pass filter has equal to 1.586. This will be the mandatory.
Now we will design the second order Butterworth low pass filter. For this purpose, I have selected the higher cutoff frequency as 1 kHz. For a Butterworth filter second order, the pass band gain must be equal to 1.586. Then it will ensure that it is a Butterworth filter. So the pass band gain will be 1.586 for the particular Butterworth low pass filter in the second order. And I selected the value of higher cutoff frequency as 1 kHz. Since it is having two stages, that is R2 C2 and R3 C3. That's why it is considered to be the second order low pass filter. And the second step in this one is, we need to select the value of C. The C value must be selected in such a way that it should be in between the 0.001 microfarad to 0.1 microfarad. Here we are having two values, C2 and C3. So I will select C2 equal to, C3 equal to, C equal to, I am selecting it as 0.0047 microfarad. Let us assume. You may take any value in between 0.01 microfarad to 0.1 microfarad. I had selected it as 0.0047 microfarad. From this, I can able to calculate the value of R value. So here also we are having two values, R equal to, R2 equal to, R3 equal to how much? We need to calculate this one. So in order to calculate this one, we are having a formula R equal to 1 divided by 2 pi into Fh into C. So 1 divided by 2 pi into the corresponding higher cutoff frequency is 1 kHz. So that is 1 into 10 cube into C value is, I have selected it as 0.0047 into 10 power minus 6. So if we calculate this one, this value first I am writing it as 2 into pi into 0.0047. First I calculate this one and inverse the answer. So it will be 33.86. Okay, 33.86. Here 10 minus 6 into 10 cube is there. That's why it will become 10 power minus 3. It will go to the numerator. It will become 10 cube. Okay. Now it will become 33.86 kilo ohm. This will be the R value, 33.86, and that means R2 equal to R3 equal to 33.86 kilo ohm. After that, I will take the value of passband gain. For a Butterworth filter, I already told to you that it must be equal to 1.586. Then it will ensure that it will be a Butterworth filter. So in order to get this one, since it is a non-inverting stage, how we are telling it is a non-inverting stage? Because the input is given to the non-inverting terminal, that is plus terminal. Okay, for this the gain will be 1 plus RF divided by R1 equal to 1.586. From this, RF by R1 equal to 0.586. Okay, suppose if that implies RF equal to 0.586 into R1. Suppose if I assume RF equal to say 27 kilo ohm. Suppose if I assume that RF equal to 27 kilo ohm, then R1 becomes 27 into 0.586. So what is the value? 27 into 0.586. So it will become 15.822. 15.822 kilo ohm. That's why I put it as 15.8 kilo ohm. I have selected it as 15.8 kilo ohm. Otherwise, you may take it as fixed value 16 kilo ohm. From the part 20 kilo ohm part, I have taken it as 15.8 kilo ohm. Otherwise, we may put it as 16 kilo ohm. And the corresponding R1 is 27 kilo ohm. So we got the value of higher cutoff frequency, and C we assumed, and in the third step we have calculated the value of R2 and R3, and after that we calculated the value of R1 and RF. The gain magnitude for the second order low pass Butterworth filter can be calculated by using the formula V0 by Vin equal to, this is magnitude, that is equal to AF divided by square root of 1 plus F divided by FH whole power 4. Okay, that is passband gain divided by square root of 1 plus F divided by FH whole power 4. So if we substitute the value of AF equal to 1.586 and FH equal to 1 kHz and the F equal to 10 Hz to 100,000 Hz, for the particular frequency at 1 kHz, it will become 1 dB. Okay, if you observe in the graph, in this graph, the maximum value is 4.01. Okay, at 10 Hz it will be 4.01. So the maximum value is 4.01 and it will be decreased by minus 3 dB, and at exactly 1 kHz it became 1 dB. So it will be your 1 dB. So it decreased from 4.01 dB to 1 dB. That's why it will be the minus 3 dB frequency. It will become the minus 3 dB frequency, and the corresponding graph is drawn in between the frequency of the low pass filter and the voltage gain in dB.